Hey everybody, I'm Jackson.
And I'm Lauren.
And this is Who It At?
The Masked Singer Podcast.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the second episode of Who It At?
The Masked Singer Podcast.
That was good. That was clean. That was tight. Ooh. Thank you for tuning in once again.
That.
Yeah, we didn't plan doing it at the same time, which is nice. So yes, this is the second episode. Thank you so much for tuning in again to hear our Masked Singer Season 2 recap. Yes, so let's dive right into it, shall we? I am so excited to talk about The Masked Singer Season 2, and you will find out why very soon. So let's start off with just some specs. So this was a 14-episode season, up from, 10 episodes the first season?
Sounds right.
10 episodes the first season, so 4 more episodes, airing from September 25th, 2019 to December 18th, 2019. A nice little Christmas miracle there at the end.
September 25th is the birthday of my first Webkins.
Is it really?
Nathan, he's the St. Bernard.
Happy birthday to Nathan. Also, RIP, probably. Rest in peace to Nathan. Okay. So, yes, Season 2, same hosts, of course, or same host, Nick Cannon.
Yes.
Same panelists. I realize I wrote down judges. They're not judges. They're panelists.
True.
Panelists. There were 16 contestants, which is 6 more than the previous season.
Wow.
Which I think is crazy. Between them, I always love these little stats of like how they do like all this stuff.
Well, they had so many stats for this season.
This season was stacked.
Yeah.
140 films, 69 Emmy nominations, 42 Grammy nominations, 31 number one singles, 22 Broadway shows, 20 platinum records, 19 Emmy wins, 15 marriages, 8 divorces, I love that, 7 Super Bowl appearances, 6 platinum records, 5 Hall of Fame honors, 3 New York Times bestsellers, and 2 Times 100 honors.
Wow.
What a stacked cast.
Yeah.
And I always like that Super Bowl one because it's interesting, right? Because no one on this season was a football player.
Right. And I mean, it could be a football player, a coach. I don't know, someone who was in the audience at the Super Bowl.
Or just someone who like performed at the Super Bowl, which
True.
I'm assuming is what these are from.
Well, I mean, you never know. Sometimes when there are celebrities at the Super Bowl, they'll kind of like
just
give them
show
a close-up.
Actually, that's true. See, that's why. That's another such a good thing about The Masked Singer.
It could mean so many different things.
Yeah, the clues are really good.
The clues could be something like deeply personal that no one's gonna know.
Correct.
Or it could be like the name of their album, you know?
Hopefully someone knows. If no one knew, then it would.
Yeah, well, I mean, but sometimes they're very specific to like an interaction they have with one of the panelists.
Oh, that's
true.
You know
what I mean?
That is true. That is true. And Ken is often always left out on those. Rip Ken.
Yeah, big sad.
Ken's alive.
I would give him a friendship bracelet.
You will, Lauren. One day you'll give Ken a friendship bracelet when you make it on The Masked Singer. Okay, so of our 14 contestants, we're gonna go just in order, a recap of who they were, who their costume was. Do you want to do this one, Lauren?
Sure. So we have Egg, who is Johnny Weir, a ice skater.
Yes.
We have Ice Cream, who is Ninja, of course, the Fortnite streamer.
Tyler, not parentheses. I always do that. Tyler, quotations, Ninja, quotations, Blevins. Ninja,
I didn't know
Blevins.
his real name, so I'm glad you knew it.
Yeah.
Panda was Layla Ali, Muhammad Ali's daughter. Eagle was Dr. Drew. Skeleton was Paul Schaefer. Penguin was Sherry Shepard. Black Widow was Raven Simone. Ladybug was Kelly Osbourne. Flower was Patti LaBelle. Butterfly was Michelle Williams. Tree was Anna Gasteyer. Thingamajig was Victor Oladipo. Leopard was Seal, which is funny because it's just 2 animals. Flamingo was Adrian Bailon. Rottweiler was Chris Daughtry, and Fox was Wayne Brady.
Yes.
In order of elimination, I believe.
Yes, that is in order of elimination. And we're going to talk about all of our thoughts about who we thought went out early, who we thought whatever. But
who we thought was robbed.
Yes, who we thought was robbed. But right now, we're just going to go overall, competition-wise, what we thought.
Yeah.
So, for me, this, and we've only had 3 seasons.
Yes,
granted. So far, hopefully upwards of 15 to 20 total. But this was the most talented batch of individuals of any season. Spoiler alert for season 3, this was the most talented batch.
I mean,
hands
hopefully
down.
you've seen season 3 if you're gonna tune into this.
It doesn't really spoil this.
I guess it doesn't matter.
Just know if you haven't seen season 3, you'll be slightly disappointed with the talent level compared to season 2.
The celebrities are pretty lit on season 3, but the talent is like.
I thought this was a good mix of talent and celebrity status.
For sure, I agree.
Because there are some people like I would say the top 3, pretty much everyone knows. Everyone knows Chris Daughtry. I feel like most everyone knows Wayne Brady. Adrienne Bailon, I feel like, is sort of on the edge.
I didn't know the name, but I recognized her as a Cheetah Girl.
If you've seen Cheetah Girls, which, another note I have, 2 Cheetah Girls on one season? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? It's also crazy. Like, I bet both of them watched it or, like, heard about the other getting off or being on the show and were like, wait a minute.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, it was funny, too, because I want to say that they were in, like, a Pride March or something like that, like, shortly after...
really?
Both after the season ended.
Oh, that's
and it's crazy because it's just like, oh man, they just got off The Masked Singer, and then we're like, let's meet up.
Yeah,
I didn't know we were both in town.
I mean, it was so interesting. So yes. Okay. Another thing I was gonna say about the talent thing is, like, when Raven gets out, and I know we're gonna talk about that later, but when Raven-Symoné gets out less than halfway through the season, you know that's a good season.
And that is like the only elimination that I think was not real with voting, because she did break her arm.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that in a bit.
Yeah.
Also, hot take. Anyone from the top 3 could have won that. I think
agree.
they were all very talented, but I think any of those top 3 probably also could have won either of the other seasons.
I agree.
Could have beat out the competition.
Yeah, I agree.
The other seasons. I think so. Leopard was our real character for the season. I
Definitely.
know in season 1 we had the rabbit, but I think the leopard was our real, like, committing to this character.
Absolutely.
And so that was pretty cool. A fun fact that I found about Wayne Brady. So he apparently was asked to be in season 1. They wanted him to be in season 1, and he turned it down because he felt that viewers would tune in not because they want to see the talent, but because they want to see the train wreck.
Which I guess is fair,
Singer.
because, like, you know, sometimes, like, we'll get to someone in season 3 who is a little bit of a train wreck. But you know, sometimes it's fun to see someone who's, like, really, really bad. But most of the time, I enjoy the good performances more. Like, I like being blown away.
And I think, like, I know, and I talk about this in the first episode, so you probably already heard me do this, but when this show was announced, I was like, this is so stupid. I was like, this is not going to be a good show. And I had to watch it, and, like, I was blown away. And obviously, doing a podcast now, Masked Singer superfan Jackson Campbell has emerged. But I can totally understand being like, this is ridiculous. I don't want to do that, you know?
No, for sure. Like, especially if, you know, the first season it wasn't successful yet. Now, of course, I'm sure much more people would say yes, but... Yeah.
So, this is another example, and it continues my theory. You can't just be a good singer to win on this show, or to make it far on this show. Because you had some really good singers. You had Patti LaBelle, and I would say Victor Oladipo is a little bit of this case, but I think he didn't move a whole lot because of his injury. I would say that's probably why.
Fair. Well, and it's also, he's not a trained singer. He's just, like, has a naturally really good sound.
Yeah. But you can't make it if you're not an overall performer, I would argue.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, you can't
I don't think the overall performers always win.
Yes.
But, yeah, I mean, you definitely need to, especially if you're not an incredible singer, you really need to step up your choreography and stuff like that.
And I think season 1 and 2 both show that, like, because T-Pain won season 1, he had a lot of performances where he danced a lot, and obviously his vocals won the show for him, but, you know, there was that. And then this season, someone like The Fox, who, especially his final performance, we can talk about that final performance right now. It was very good, but it had elements of everything. He sang, he danced, he rapped. For crying out loud, the man rapped. So, you know, it's I think, and especially because the way the voting works is you only see that round, and most people probably haven't seen previous episodes, so you don't have that background because of the way the audience votes.
Because in general, if you're not familiar with how audience stuff works, it's like, you know, it's like a casting call thing, like you would do for a background thing on a TV show. You know? Like, you go there, it's not like, there are definitely some people who are, like, big fans of the show and are there because of that, but there are also people who do it, like, more as a job. You know, so. Yeah, so I mean, there's no guarantee that they've seen other episodes, and especially the other episodes of the season might not have aired yet.
Exactly.
So they might have never seen these people before now.
Yeah, so it's just based off that one performance. Yeah. So you do always have to bring it, which is fair.
For sure.
But, all right, now we're going to go into who we thought was robbed.
Yeah, and this is actually a good transition from that finale performance. Yeah. So I felt like Fox, again, like you said, his performance in the finale was probably the most complete. It probably showed the most variety. However, Rottweiler's finale performance was Alive by Sia, and it was the best vocal performance, in my opinion, that I have seen in the entire show.
Yeah.
In 3 seasons.
I think that's, you can definitely say that.
Yeah. I mean, that's the one, like, that's the only one I, like, listen to in my free time now. You know what I mean? Like,
it is, I will go back and listen to it all the time. It is, I don't know. I really thought Rottweiler had it because
really did.
While Wayne Brady's final performance had some heart, I thought Rottweiler's, and once again, it's hard because people in the audience haven't seen the full season.
Right.
Rottweiler's arc over that season, culminating in that final performance, I thought was just beautiful. The growth.
I'm like
and
getting
that song,
chills just thinking about it.
Yeah, that song really spoke to it for me. And maybe it's because I am a sentimental person. I am a teddy bear at heart.
True.
So I love those like emotional final performances where you can see the performer pull it up, put it all on the line, lay there. Rottweiler opened up his chest, he ripped his heart out and said, "Here, everyone, take it, please. Hold it in your hands nicely, please. Don't hurt it."
And I was team Rottweiler the whole season.
Yeah.
Like from his first performance, I was like, "This is the person I want to win."
Yeah, I agree.
And he was so close, and he got robbed. But it's also like Chris Daughtry was able to show a completely different part of himself and his voice, which I thought was awesome.
And Wayne Brady absolutely deserved it. This is not taking anything away from Wayne Brady.
Absolutely.
Easily, he and Chris Daughtry were neck and neck for me the whole season. So, you know, it really doesn't matter. And truthfully, like, for these celebrities,
it's not like there's a cash prize.
They don't win money. They don't need like another trophy, because I'm sure a lot of people, as we saw in the specs, they had a lot of trophies. Really, if you make it to the top 3, that's all you need. Like, you see Chris Daughtry was on the Master.
You're getting to show something different.
Yeah.
Kind of like jumpstart your career again.
Yeah. So that's good for Chris Daughtry. He released that as a single, so if you want to listen to it, it's on Spotify. It's great.
And it's amazing.
Now let's circle back to Raven again and talk about Black Widow getting off what we both thought was too soon and why we think it is.
Well, no, it's just like, I don't remember off the top of my head who all she was up against that night, but it was just like, while it wasn't necessarily like a show-stopping performance, she definitely wasn't the worst by a long shot, you know, like, and, you know, so that's why I think, like, she definitely went home because she was like, I have a broken arm, I can't really do this anymore.
I think that was definitely played into it, because once again, even if you just look at just straight up talent-wise, like, one of her performances was my favorite of the entire season.
Yeah.
And so she killed it. She just got hurt. I really think injury, put on the injured reserve list.
I'd be interested to see, because I don't know if they would bring back any former people. I mean, I feel like that could take out some of the excitement. But I feel like if she had another run on the show, she could definitely make it much farther.
That would be really interesting if they did.
Well, because it would be weird, because it's like, surprise, that's Raven again. Like
again? Yeah, and because they haven't come out and said the reason why she got off was because of her injury, I don't think they would do it.
I don't think
because then they'd have to admit that the reason she got off was because of her injury.
Real vote, for sure.
Yeah, and then that would tear aside the veil of television.
Yeah.
Period.
I also think, so Butterfly, who was Michelle Williams of Destiny's Child, so talented. And she just didn't really get a lot of play on this season, I thought. Like, she just wasn't necessarily a fan favorite, like maybe someone with less training like Thingamajig, you know?
Yeah.
Who definitely was a fan favorite. And one of my favorite.
Yes.
But I don't know that, I don't think she would have like won. I don't know if she would have made it to the final 3, but I thought she definitely got off too soon.
Yeah, she, once again, I think she probably deserved more in that 4 or 5 range as well.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think, I think
like,
the
I
top
think she could have been in the top 5 instead of Leopard.
Yes, I agree. Which brings us to another point of the person who actually got out the week before Leopard. Or was it the same week?
It was the same week, because they eliminated 4 and 5 on the same week.
Well, yes. However, Thingamajig, I don't know. I loved him.
I loved him. But I think he got out at the right time, though, because he did not need to be in the final 3. But at the same time, I really loved him.
Yeah, true. That is true. He was so good. Truly,
he's another person who like had so much heart, you know.
He had so much heart. And his relationship with Nicole too.
I loved it. Nicola Majig.
Nicola Majig, spicy. Their relationship, spicy.
Well, and I mean, I have no idea if, I don't know, if they did ever have any kind of relationship. I'm sure it was just played up for the show.
Yeah.
Well, and it's also, like, you do forget because Nicole looks so good, but she's, like, in her, like, she's, like, 38, 39.
Yeah, and Victor Oladipo is pretty young.
Like, early 20s.
Yeah.
So there is a pretty big age difference, even though if you look at them, you can't tell.
Yeah, exactly. Victor Oladipo's 28, actually.
Oh, really? That's
not
as bad as I thought.
I thought he had been in the NBA for longer, but Nicole is 42. Are you kidding me?
That's insane.
Are you kidding me?
Nicole, what are your secrets?
Nicole, come on the podcast to discuss your aging secrets, please, because
oh my gosh.
Sheesh.
I feel like you look better than me and you're twice my age.
Yeah,
what is this?
Yeah. Incredible. Okay. Now we talked about who got robbed. Who got unrobbed? Who robbed us as an audience? And we had to watch them for longer than we should have.
Well, okay, so I mean, I know that the obvious choice here is Leopard.
Correct. And that is my choice.
Well, yeah. Well, and it makes sense, but it's also like, in fairness to, we've had competitors on every season who are like a little on the older side, a little at the end of their career.
Yes.
Like Patti LaBelle fits in that category where like, of course she had an incredible career, but she obviously doesn't quite sound the same now as she used to.
And I have a feeling too, some of these older people in a very similar vein to Raven
get maybe out like, I can't be here the whole time.
Yeah. Get me on a couple episodes, get me out in the public eye again. I want to sing a little bit.
Yeah.
Then I'm done.
Then I'm done. Yeah, I mean, there's someone we're going to talk about in season 3 who we were like, I feel like they need to kind of walk her off stage. Like
they did.
Like Nick Cannon would like take her arm and walk her off stage.
I feel like they did that some for Patti LaBelle too.
Yeah. I don't remember. But I mean, I do know that like a lot of times the older competitors will have more restricting costumes because we know that they're not going to dance.
Yeah. Correct.
So like Patti LaBelle was the flower and it was definitely a pretty like tight fitted dress. Where, like, you knew she wasn't really going to do a lot of moving. She had her roots down,
Yeah. For sure.
But yeah, with Leopard, like, in his prime, I love Seal's voice.
Seal has a fantastic voice.
Yeah, but, on this show, he had a couple of really good performances, especially right at the beginning.
Sure.
He made us all think he was Billy Porter. And I think he was definitely intentionally trying to play Billy Porter, especially with his hand gestures, some of his vocal quality, and the fact that he was in a dress, which is, like...
Yeah.
Kind of, Billy Porter does a lot of kind of gender bending in his red carpet looks and stuff like that.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah, but it's also just like, okay, well now he's aged a little bit, so he doesn't quite sound the same as he used to.
That is the natural order of life.
Yeah.
Thank you, Charles Darwin, for making that clear to us. Survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
Leopard was not the fittest. Once again, the way he did his character, once again, making it appear like Billy Porter,
had the clearest
someone else. Yeah, which is cool. And I love his costume. His mask was great.
I loved his mask.
But
absolutely.
I do think he should have gone home a little bit sooner.
I agree.
I don't know. Love you, Seal. Yeah. Love you. If you want to come on the podcast and discuss, I will take everything I said back. I will sell out in an instant for you, Seal. However, yes. That is what I feel.
So, yeah, Seal was definitely a surprise for me, and we do definitely have a couple of other people who were surprises.
Yes.
So, in the same way that Seal was kind of pretending to be Billy Porter, I felt the same way with the skeleton, who turned out to be Paul Schaefer.
He was playing Martin Short.
He was playing Martin Short.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I was really convinced it was Martin Short.
I wish that some of the competitors did more of that in season 3, because I find it really fun when they try to, like, intentionally make you think that they're someone else.
Yeah. It's interesting, too, when you have people who are good enough vocalists to like throw it off with their like singing voice too, as opposed to just their mannerisms. But I mean, that requires an immense amount of talent. But yeah, Paul Schaefer was Martin Short.
Yeah, well, because I mean, like some of the panelists were like, I know Martin Short. This is Martin Short. Well, you know what I mean?
Ken. Yeah. Because Ken is such a big fan of Martin Short.
For sure.
He was saying that as an idol of him. Maybe they just threw Martin Short in there. Martin Short was like, I want to do some acting, but I don't want to be on The Masked Singer. So he just did a little bit. That they replaced Paul Schaefer for the unmasking.
And we're like, do your best.
Yeah, we have a lot of Masked Singer conspiracy theories on here, so
there you go.
And we're happy to share
here for
them.
The conspiracies.
Yes, and like we said, it wasn't surprising, I don't think, for Raven or Adrienne Bailon. But the fact that they had 2 Cheetah Girls on, I feel like is surprising.
Pretty crazy.
That's like, and of course they've done well. It's not like they've done totally different things with their career. They're both on talk shows.
Yeah.
So like two very similar people who started their career similarly and now have very similar career paths at this moment. It's just interesting. It's cool.
Yeah.
I like it, but
but it's also just crazy that
to.
like they obviously did not know that the other was on the show, and they were like probably in the same room in their costumes and had no idea.
Exactly.
You know?
I think that's so fun, actually, in thinking back on it. Yes. So for Thingamajig, I wasn't. By the end of the season, I had figured it out, but for a while, I really thought it was Dennis Rodman. Yeah. I don't know why. Like, his voice would sound so much different. So much different.
Definitely.
There was someone else.
Well, because Thingamajig definitely sounds young.
Yes. Chris Bosh. I thought it could have been Chris Bosh.
Oh, I remember that, yeah.
Dennis Rodman for a second, and then I heard an interview with Dennis Rodman, and I was like, nope, it's absolutely not Dennis Rodman. But Chris Bosh, I don't know, Chris Bosh fit the bill for me for a little bit. But then more clues were revealed. Figured it out eventually.
Well, then it was also like, I feel like we saw a video of Chris Bosh singing, and we were like, that's
his voice
not
was
the
not
same
that
guy.
good. Yeah. Thingamajig's voice is so smooth, silky
It's so
smooth.
smooth.
A rainbow hanging over your head. Okay.
Well, yeah, you can definitely tell he's not super trained, but
Yeah.
he just has such a smooth voice. And again, so much heart. I love him.
So much heart, yes.
And it was very
He's great.
cool. Every once in a while, they will do a thing with their costumes where they kind of, like, the costume in itself is a clue.
Yes, and
That was
what they
super
did
cool.
with his like leg
His
injury
leg being like
and made it
slashed and being a different color
It was nice.
very smart.
It was nice. Yes. So now we're gonna talk about our favorite performances throughout the season.
We
I
talked
have
about Alive.
3 for Rottweiler. 3
No, I
performances
agree with all of them.
that were my favorite.
Yeah.
Alive, obviously, his finale performance. Someone You Loved, which I think was another beautiful.
Someone you love.
I think that was the moment where I was like, he should win.
Oh my god.
He should win, yeah. Because he was incredible, obviously, but that was another just like, that was just
gut-wrenching
a beautiful
performance.
gut-wrenching performance. You could really see, like, I feel like, a lot of Chris Daughtry in that and how his career has
Absolutely.
sort of happened. But also Maneater, not an emotional performance necessarily, but
a
a
good
really great performance, more upbeat too. And it was great. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we
throwing it
definitely
back-
talked about Rainbow.
Yeah, throwing it back to our
But it's
boy
amazing.
Rainbow Thingamajig. He also, his
did
performance
Easy,
of Easy
too.
was also
Very
outstanding.
good.
And then the Tennessee Whiskey by the Fox.
That was definitely my favorite
also,
of his.
that was definitely my favorite Fox performance for sure. I love that song. That's such a great song.
I'm not a country person, but I liked his take.
Yeah, it's great. Even the original Chris Stapleton version, I think, is still a good song. Even if you're not a fan of country, I think it's great. And then Try a Little Tenderness, his final performance, obviously was great. We're not
Very
trying
good.
to downplay it. It was great. Another one of my favorites, Hallelujah by Flamingo.
Yeah, they had
that's
that
such
big
a
staircase
great song.
on the stage.
Yes.
It was just visually compelling.
I thought it was her
amazing.
best. I thought it was her best vocal performance.
Yeah, I think
IMO.
I almost wonder if that would have been her final performance. I don't know. I mean, then again, I still think she would have come in third with the Rottweiler and Fox's final performances. But like, I don't know. But yeah, Hallelujah was my favorite performance.
What did
of
she
hers.
do for her final performance?
I don't remember off the top of my head. I think it was more upbeat.
I think it was more upbeat too.
Yeah.
Flamingo Mass Singer, final
Remember Thingamajig's final performance? It was like what was it? It was reggae something. It was a Christmas song. Like, Oh Come All Ye Faithful, maybe, or something?
I can't remember. That
I don't know. No, that wasn't it.
Circling back to
Winter Wonderland. He did reggae Winter Wonderland.
Yes. Circling back to Thingamajig, I really think the reason why he got out when he did, once again, probably the right choice. But some of his song choices were just not great. His voice fits at a
like a very specific type.
thing.
It fits
and
that
he
rainbow
does that so well. But it's hard to then, when he tries to go outside of it for some range, which of course you should try, it doesn't always work. He still sounds good. It's just not as good as like
if he doesn't do a really emotional song, it's hard for him.
Yeah, because he also did that Michael Bublé song.
Yeah,
Haven't Met You Yet.
That's right.
Yeah, which was also and it's a good song. I like that song, but for him, I don't know. So yeah. I keep just singing a bunch of YouTube videos for it. But
yeah,
the Flamingo is unmasked. It's Adrian Bailon. Wow. Anywho, but
another performance I definitely want to talk about is Before He Cheats by the Black Widow.
Yes.
Which like I said, I'm not a big country music fan, but I love that song.
That song is great, and she did it so well. That showed off her vocals really well. I also will say, Did we guess Raven? I can't remember if we guessed Raven or not.
Well,
before.
I think that one of the panelists guessed it, and I was like,
And we
oh,
were
it's
like,
totally Raven.
Well, I went back and watched that performance again. How
like,
did we
holy
not
cow,
guess it
this is Raven.
sooner? That is it's like the first 15 seconds of the song. You're like, are you kidding me? This is Raven Simone. Like, how did I not guess that like immediately after some of her performances?
Well, because who did we think it was? I don't remember. We had talked about, was that the one that we had thought maybe was like Kylie, or was that Ladybug?
That was Ladybug.
Okay, never mind.
That was Ladybug. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know who we thought. I don't know who we thought for her.
I don't remember who we thought, but yeah.
But yeah,
she's so good.
Yeah, that like I said, that was one of my favorite performances by her, and she got out so soon. She got out before halfway through. Masked Singer released the tapes.
Released
the Masked Singer tapes of Raven actually getting. Where do you think she would have gone? In our scenario where she actually was taken out because she was hurt, how far do you think she would have made it?
Okay. So, if we were assuming potentially that, Leopard did not make it to top 5 and Michelle Williams was there instead, I think Michelle Williams should probably be there longer than Raven.
Yeah.
But I could see Raven being like top 6, you know what I mean?
I think exactly. I think Raven would fit right where Tree or Anna Gasteyer got out. I think she would slide right in that spot.
Yeah, you're totally right.
Her and Michelle Williams for me, I think could have alternated. And even take Leopard out, that would put her at like 5 or 6. I would say she was probably more like 5 or 6. Yeah. There was just so much talent on this season. It's wild.
Sure. It's hard to switch people around. I will say for Tree, I didn't guess who it was until the night she got out, but as I heard her sing, and I was like, I think that's Anna Gasteyer.
You did. I remember you called that one.
Well, because I just remembered she used to do these SNL sketches where they do pop, like top 40 songs, but then she'd sing it in like a Rodgers and Hammerstein kind of, it's kind of like musical theater version of operatic way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I heard her sing, and there was a little bit of that in there, and I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah. I think overall our guessing on this season, like by the end, I think we actually had Chris Daughtry, Wayne Brady, and Adrienne Bailon figure it out.
Yeah, I think we did.
Yeah, because Jacob suggested the Chris Daughtry for Rottweiler, and once you hear that, it's like, yep, that's it. That is Chris Daughtry. I think we were going back and forth on whether Wayne Brady was the Fox or if it was Jamie Foxx. Yeah, that was definitely a guess
that was floating around.
Yeah. But there was one specific clue. It was an improv-related clue, and we're like, that has to be it.
Well, there was also the thing that he did with...
Was the yes and on a sign, I think?
I think it was.
Yeah, and it's
and there was also a thing that... What did he do? I think he did Rent with Nicole Scherzinger.
Oh, yeah.
And, so that was a big clue, too.
Yeah. So... Yeah. We were pretty decent this season. Truthfully, season 3 I thought was my best guessing season, but we'll get there. Okay, now, to end off... our favorite masks of the season. Who looked the best? We talked about Leopard. Leopard's was
incredible mask.
Stunning.
I love that one.
It was great. The mask was super sleek and cool, and like the outfit was perfect.
Yeah.
Black Widow. I really like Black Widow. Actually,
I like
Raven.
Black Widow, but honestly, on this list of favorite masks, I would probably change her out with Thingamajig because I loved Thingamajig's whole look.
I do. It's
maybe not like the craziest, like incredibly detailed costumes like Leopard.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just like. The look matched with his niche of voice.
For sure.
In a way that, like, made him just really, really lovable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I agree. And I was going to put him on my list. I didn't end up doing it. But it is cool how the mask and his outfit tied in with, like, part of a clue.
Who he was.
Which I don't think we always get, which is super cool. Rottweiler, I think
Rottweiler was just so cool.
It was cool. It was so cool.
Yeah.
Cool. It was dope.
He was just like a dog with abs. Like, what more do you want?
Yeah, that is what I would want my Masked Singer costume to be if I went on.
It's taken, sorry.
Yeah, I'm upset that it's been taken. Chris Daughtry, I have words for you off air, sir. But yeah, that was really cool. Fox's, the steampunk fox. That might have been my favorite.
That might have been my favorite costume.
I think it certainly was up there for me because I just want to look it up again.
Well, especially seeing like the costume with the choreography he did, it was just so cool.
Yeah, that costume, that might be one of my favorites all time. That's another like
it's honestly,
so dope.
That's also one of those costumes where like you look at him and you're like, this person's gonna make it pretty far because they put so much into that costume. Yes,
like, exactly.
They're not gonna let that get out in the first episode.
Yeah. Well, I'll push back on that a little bit because of Skeletons.
That's true.
I thought Skeleton's
cool.
costume was really cool. It was inventive. It was a little bit different. I feel like, all of our favorite masks besides this one are just animals. And I feel like animals is where they go with a lot. Animals are food, I guess.
Well, okay, but this is kind of interesting thing that we can definitely talk about with other seasons and when we do our season 4 preview.
Yeah.
But the foods tend to get out early.
Yeah.
Like, egg was the first one out. Ice cream was second.
Yep.
And like in season 3, taco got out pretty early.
Yeah.
Banana got out probably later than he should have. But, like stayed for a while.
For sure.
And
For sure.
Yeah, but got out before a lot of the animals did.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like the food ones tend to be...
Don't have
I think the
staying
costumes
power.
look a little lower effort compared to a lot of the animal ones.
I feel like they're a little more like fun, like, we're having a good time.
Yeah. Which I guess scans because a
Just
lot
here
of
to
times
goof
they're
off.
people who aren't necessarily like as serious about it.
Yeah,
maybe.
sure.
Or like
Sure.
know they're not going to be there that long.
Yeah.
So they're like, whatever, I'll be an egg.
Yeah. I'll be an egg. Throw me in an egg. Whatever. I'm gonna crack on the first episode, Johnny Weir, but whatever.
Aw, Johnny Weir.
We love you, Johnny.
Yeah.
No disrespect to Johnny here. Okay, and then you had one final one, right?
Yeah, I just want to throw the butterfly in there because again,
It was
Michelle
really cool.
Williams did get a lot of play, but she had a really cool costume
Yeah.
with like the giant bug eyes on it
Yeah.
and those beautiful wings.
Yeah.
I just thought that was a good one.
Yeah.
So
Gosh, even thinking back about how soon Michelle Williams getting out so soon.
yeah,
This
crazy.
season was chock full of talent, filled
Yeah.
to the brim.
filled to the brim.
Talent. If this is a pitcher, it is overflowing with talent.
Wow.
Incredible.
I just thought about a person dressed as a pitcher.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like that doesn't allow much mobility.
Well, it would be the same as like someone being like a teapot and doing like the I'm a little teapot
I was
thing,
thinking
you know what
teapot.
I mean?
I'm surprised they haven't done that yet, actually.
Yeah, I feel like that would be a good like, again, if there was maybe an older person that didn't have a lot of mobility.
Yeah. That
So
would be
we're calling
a
you out,
good...
Matt Singer. Do an ornate teapot. That would be cool.
That could be really cool, actually.
But also they would look like Mrs. Potts. Like in the live productions of Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah. Yep. Maybe
Make it a little
has anyone
fancier.
famous played that role? Maybe they could just have them. That would be
That's
too
true.
on the nose,
Well,
I
I mean,
guess.
Angela Lansbury, I don't think she did the live one, but she was the
Oh.
voice in the movie.
Sure. Yeah. Is she alive?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have much knowledge on Angela
Well, now
Lansbury.
I'm like, oh my god, is she dead?
To be honest, I don't know. Hold on.
No, I'm pretty sure she's alive.
Angela Lansbury.
Because Carol Channing was the one who like recently died. who
Angela
was getting up
Lansbury,
there.
life check.
Life check.
She was born in 1925, Lauren,
She's 95.
and she is alive. Wow.
There you go.
Angela
Queen.
Lansbury, come on the podcast to discuss your secrets for aging. 'cause
True.
You're alive.
I love Angela
Wow.
Lansbury.
She's
This
great.
is not related to the Masked Singer.
She's great. She would certainly need to be helped off stage.
Yeah.
They'd have to take out a walker, wheelchair.
But again, you know what? If you had a teapot costume, you might be able to fit a wheelchair in there.
Interesting. Accessibility for Masked Singer. Think
Boom.
about that, Masked Singer.
Think about that.
Think about it. Okay. That's all we have. Do you have any final thoughts you'd like to close us out with,
No, I
Lauren?
think that's all we got. Yeah, season 2 is my favorite season, but hopefully
Yep.
season 4 will blow us away even more.
Correct. And we're not done with season 2 recap. No. Well, we're done with season 2 recap. No,
I was
we're
like,
not done.
what?
We're not done with the recaps, silly. Not totally, because season 3 recap is going to be our next episode. So if you
Tune
haven't
in
watched
right
season
now.
3, go
Yeah.
watch it. Okay, you've watched it. Now go listen to episode 3, which is our season 3 recap. And without further ado, this is Jackson and Lauren signing off. With that.